Bill, you created this suite of apps, 4 different apps, helping companies to get their employees back into the office. What do you see as the biggest challenge? What are companies telling you about some of the biggest challenges that they're trying to solve and how this app may help them in that?
Well, companies today realize, Taylor, that it's a work from anywhere environment. They are no longer thinking about offices with desktop computers as the standard for their workers. They know that it'll be a hybrid world, and as workers return to the office, they will need to follow certain protocols to keep them safe and ensure their wellness and obviously the sustainability of their companies. So ServiceNow launched a suite of safe workplace applications, things like employee readiness, so we know if employees are ready to go. We properly screen their health, of course, ensure the workplace PPE inventory management, so the necessary tools are there in a safe work environment, and of course the safe workplace management application, because you have to make sure these facilities are up to the highest standards. And finally, you offer this on a dashboard so the leaders of companies can see in each geography, in each facility, specifically how things are operating on one sheet of glass. So it's comprehensive, it's available, and it's already been rolled out to 170 of the world's largest enterprises and governments, and there's been about 1,000 installs in the last 24 hours.
What are the companies telling you about what they need most? Is it help with physical moving of the desks, physical placement? Is it help with getting help on the elevator, getting your temperature checked, getting that PPE equipment that you described? What are companies saying that they need help with the most right now?
Yeah, it's an all of the above. You know, digital transformation is both the opportunity of our time, and it's also right now in high demand because we have to satisfy the experiences of employees and customers in a very uncertain environment, which means that workflow and really looking at the world from the employee in and the customer in now needs to be the most important thing. And I call this the workflow revolution because everything is mobile and it has to be consumer grade. People are going to work from anywhere. So you have to give them the tools, whether it's their phones, their computers, the networking gear that they need, wherever they need to be working. And ultimately, the experience has to be flawless. And as I look at companies today, I mean, do they even know on a post-check basis if their employees are ready to go? Have we the proper health screening processes in place? You know, our application, for example, allows you to check the health of the employees prior to them entering the building and store the results, anonymize it, and then take a strong look at that facility and that location to really see if you're up to the highest standards. And you mentioned it. I mean, the bottom line is we have to make sure employees are safe. And if we look at our own teams, for example, because we run this ourselves, we're looking at an environment today where we have to study every location around the world, and we have to make sure we know every location by floor, who's sitting there, is the distance proper, and all these facilities have to be world-class to ensure the scheduling of cleaning crews to maximize safety and minimize disruption in the workplace. So it's all of the above, and it's happening at once, and we're ready to go.
But to get there, employees have to be willing to come in. You mentioned that there is a survey asking if employees, what their level of comfortability was. What is that survey telling you about how willing employees are to come back in?
Only 1/3 of employees today on a national and international average are looking forward to coming back into the office, which means 2/3 are not. And that's why we at ServiceNow believe it's a work from anywhere world. I, for example, as the CEO of ServiceNow, have a policy in place where no one is required to come into the office. Everyone is enabled to work from wherever they want, where they can be the most productive and feel the most safe. However, you also acknowledge that certain jobs work better in teams, and certain people are in environments where they need an office to go to, for example, get a little peace of mind. Some folks are working with mom and dad at home with kids running around, and they're looking for an environment where they can actually do their work. So we're looking at a work from anywhere philosophy, and that's what our workflow does. It enables those complex interactions to be organized in a simple way.
Let me push back a little bit on that. Facebook, for example, this week saying about half of their workforce could be at work from home. You, of course, saying that employees, indefinitely could be working from home. Does that not then take away some of the demand for your products if you're really focused on getting employees back to the office and helping to design an efficient layout and some of the products that we need here at the office? Are you worried that a work from home environment could reduce some of the demand for your products?
Oh, not at all. The opportunity for these products is really in service to our customers and to the world. Our business model is not reliant on how many of this product suite we sell. That's not the objective. We gave away 6,000 installations of emergency response when we first launched the safety applications in March. My goal here is to simply make sure that companies have a way to ensure the health and wellness of their teams and, of course, drive productivity so they can serve their customers and run sustainable businesses. So that's our goal. It's not a driver of our business model at this point, but it's obviously in high demand. I believe strongly that people should be wherever they need to be to work effectively. I'll give you an example. After the pandemic has hit, I can be in 4 continents in one day using a Zoom technology. Just so happens that Zoom is uniquely interfaced with the ServiceNow platform we call the Now platform. So I can do business anywhere in the world in real time on the Now platform and connect to all of these conversational tools in real time. That drives immense productivity. We have a knowledge event where I'm bringing together 100,000 registered customers to download and learn and absorb content over a 6-week period. And what we're finding is they're really preferring to learn that way as long as the content is exciting. So I think we're in a world where people are going to be less excited about going to big events with lots of people, whether it's a trade show or a rock concert. Health and wellness of people now is going to be the primary goal, and that'll certainly be the goal in the enterprise as well.
Bill, you're the CEO of a $50 billion company, so you have a very good gauge on the health of the consumer, any impact that we're seeing from rising tensions between the U.S. and China. As you take a look out at the landscape outside a post-pandemic world, where do U.S.-China rising tensions rank in your order of a list of fears as you take a look across your business?
Well, we've become, a $75 billion market cap company now without relying on China as a signature marketplace. So we are a global company. We are, of course, located heavily across Asia Pacific and Japan. That is a growth market, but we're not reliant on China right now for our business model. And we committed to the capital markets to have a $10 billion cloud revenue horizon in front of us, which we obviously feel great about. And China is not included in that. I think that, it's a global economy. There's going to be times where there are conflicts and differences. Government has to do what it has to do for its constituents. Business has to do what it has to do for its customers. But it's clear to me from this crisis that necessities in society will be much closer to home. Safety and wellness will be much more of a priority for the citizens of the world, and government will play a significant role in ensuring that. And I believe companies will be less reliant on a margin pursuit than they will accommodating society and the desires of governments to keep people healthy and safe in the future. And that will be a big outcome, I think, of this crisis.
And finally here, with the majority of the revenue coming from the United States, how are you looking out to how the U.S. economy recovers from here?
Well, the reality is digital transformation is a $7.4 trillion market over the next 3 years. And we are the digital transformation market leader in workflow, which is clearly the best way to ensure a consumer-grade experience and to wire complex processes in a simple way. And what's cool about ServiceNow is you don't have to clean up the mess of complexity that's taken place over the last 50 years. We basically use our workflow to rewire the way companies are running their business, and we do that in a way that's simple, it's low cost, it's fast time to value, and it's got an extraordinary return on investment, which is why we're growing faster than any cloud company in the world, with a better margin profile, 100% customer loyalty, and an incredible workforce that wants to win.